21 games and one update were announced at today's Nintendo Indie World Showcase. The entire showcase was about 20 minutes in length, lending each indie game around a minute in the spotlight on average. I love shows like these, in part for the surprise announcement Nintendo always saves for the very end, but mostly just to get a glimpse at the very unique titles some of these developers have spent years creating. Without further delay, let's review today's Indie World Showcase. Hades is a roguelike dungeon crawler where you fight your way up through the depths of hell in an attempt to make it back to the land of the living. Hades comes from Steam to the Nintendo Switch this fall. Spiritfarer is a lovely hand-drawn title that has you play as a ferryman for the spirits of dead animals. Spiritfarer is coming to all platforms today. Garden Story is an action-adventure game that drops you in the middle of a town that is slowly being taken over by rot. It's your duty to cleanse the town of rot and rebuild the towns to their once fruitful roots. Garden Story is coming to the Nintendo Switch sometime in 2021. The cult success Subnautica and Subnautica Below Zero are coming from PS4, Xbox, and Steam to the Nintendo Switch sometime next year. Takeshi and Hiroshi puts you in the shoes of a big brother looking after his younger brother. Your mission is to create a game that is entertaining and challenging, but not so challenging that it's too hard for your younger brother to beat. This game has an imaginative, claymation-like art style, and I'm happy to see this make its way from the Apple Play Store to the Nintendo Switch today. Raji is an action-adventure game set in ancient India, whose main plot is deeply steeped in vibrant Indian mythology. Raji is out today as a timed exclusive for the Nintendo Switch. Bear and Breakfast has you play as a bear who runs a bed and breakfast. The goal is to breathe life back into a dilapidated house and transform it into your own bed and breakfast. Bear and Breakfast will also be a timed exclusive coming to the Nintendo Switch sometime next year. A Short Hike is an action-adventure game with a charming art style that encourages you to stop and smell the flowers or sit by the riverbed for some fishing as you leisurely make your way up to the summit. A Short Hike comes from Steam to the Nintendo Switch today. Card Shark is a game where you cheat at playing cards, and if you get caught cheating, your life may be in jeopardy. Card Shark comes to the Nintendo Switch sometime in 2021. Torchlight 3 looks to me like your run-of-the-mill Diablo clone. Although, it must be good enough to warrant a third sequel. Torchlight 3 comes from PS4, Xbox, and Steam to the Nintendo Switch this fall. Manifold Garden is an illusion-based puzzle platformer that plops you right in the middle of a dimension where gravity doesn't work as it should, and the world around you takes the form of a painting by M.C. Escher. Manifold Garden comes to the Nintendo Switch, Xbox, and PS4 today. Evergate is a 2D puzzle platformer that has you float through the afterlife to remind you who you once were when you inhabited the world of the living. Evergate comes to PS4, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch today, with the PC version to launch on Steam later in the year. At the end of it all, Nintendo of course had saved a special surprise for us. Although it wasn't Silksong like some of us were hoping, we were greeted once again by the Goose from the Untitled Goose Game. But this time with a friend. You and a partner can team up in couch co-op to wreak havoc on unsuspecting villagers through the main story. The Untitled Goose Game update is free and comes to all platforms 1 month from now on September 23rd.